Welcome back. We're in the Thunderbolt this time, the game's heavy fighter, which means we have 6 forward-facing guns, that is to say 2 plasma guns, 2 meson guns, and 2 photon guns, which produces quite a light show when we select full guns. However, since nobody knows what Wing Commander 3 guns are or what they do, I suppose I better explain that in more direct terms. Basically, the Thunderbolt does a lot of damage firing forwards, but its refire rate is quite slow, and it drains a lot of energy. And the range isn't great either, especially on the plasma guns that do most of the damage.
We got company.
When we combine that with the fact that this is a heavy
break and attack.
Here we go.
fighter, so it doesn't turn particularly fast, what we're left with is we can do a fair bit of damage, but we need to make sure we hit, because we won't get many chances. Now, facing a dark hit, or, in this case we're 2 on 2, is an area where the Thunderbolt's in its element, because as there's only one of them, it's eventually going to have to turn and face us to do an attack run. We can make sure that's going to happen. And when it does, well, I say we can shoot it up, of course that assumes that we can hit it, but with less incompetence we can shoot it up. And we only need to land 1 or 2 solid hits like that and it'll be down. The problem comes when we're trying to use the Thunderbolt against more enemies than just one per allied fighters, Vagabond and I've got 1 each here, where we can't really turn to face multiple enemies simultaneously. And for that you want more manoeuvrable fighting, which is largely to say an arrow, because the Hellcat is useless. Anyway, for now all we need to do is finish off this remaining dark hit, and just for once we're actually going to hit with a heat-seeking missile, because the dark hit was concentrating on Vagabond and didn't try to evade. Heat Seekers are pretty terrible because they can only lock on your rear aspect, that is to say that the enemy needs to have its engines pointing towards you.
We got company.
And they take longer to lock than a image recognition missile does.
Break and attack.
Here we go.
The fact that they do a bit more damage is fairly irrelevant because they practically never hit. You can evade a Heat Seeker by turning into it pretty much all the time. So I probably won't use them very much after this mission, but I thought I'd better show them off and explain why they're awful. So this is the same fight we've had in every other engagement this game so far. I promise there are other fighters than Dark Hits around, except that there's a Kilrathi transport around as well. It's got a bunch of turrets, but they're only laser turrets, and in any case, the fighters aren't sensible enough to fight in its range shadow, so we can just take them out and then deal with the transport afterwards, which is what I'm going to do. See that missile there, just goes straight for the decoy. That's pretty much what heat-seeking missiles do. I should probably have used my burners to stay close to the dark hit here.
Mission objectives accomplished.
But, well, didn't seem to matter much, did it? Now this transport. We don't have to kill it, as the game just told you. We won the mission when we killed the last fighter. But I've got a torpedo, so I might as well use it. You don't actually have to use torpedoes to take down capital ships. In Wing Commander 3, Vagabond's about to demonstrate the non-torpedo approach. But, like I said, we've got one, and they're much faster than using missiles and guns, so why not, basically? If you look at the schematic, Vagabond's getting a reasonable amount of damage through, but the torpedo finishes it off. Those explosions do actually do some damage, and we probably took a fair amount of shield damage because I didn't bother to stop being too close to the transport when it went down. But it's nothing serious and there's no other fights, so nothing to worry about. I thought I'd do a manual landing this time just to show you the difference, and yes, once again we came in upside down.
Clearance, TCS victory.
Hey, score 1 for our side, Colonel, you're clear to land.
To do a manual landing we just have to come in within 1,000 distance units and drop our speed below 100 kps, like so. And we're done. 5 kills this time on all the fighters and the transport, no damage to the fighter, so that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, I've been Ilanin, this has been Wing Commander 3, and I'll see you next mission.
Pretty slick flying, sir.
Thanks, Chief.